Hi everyone, we are back! It's been a while since our last video, but because our computer broke down, and at that moment we were sailing in a bit of a remote area, so we had to wait a long time to get our spare parts. We eventually didn't manage to fix the computer, so we had to order a new one and wait another few weeks for it to arrive. We missed you all very much, and we're very happy that we can finally show you again what we've been up to. So enjoy the video! Our previous video has been a while ago, but you might remember that we kind of stranded in Puerto Rico after a rough trip trying to get from Bonaire to St. Martin. We anchored in this beautiful bay by the island of Caja de Muertos, south of Puerto Rico, to wait for the weather to improve so we could continue our trip. While waiting, we took the opportunity to recuperate from the bad experience and to repair the damage we had suffered. We were going to have to take a look at the engine controls, and we had to replace or try to repair the shaved first reef and the snap down hauler. We also had to find a way to get the batten at the bottom of the mainsail back into the cart at the mast. There were a lot of screws that needed to be retightened, and we had to figure out where the water in the starboard compartment came from.
Yes. Here. I don't know how it's happened. This shaved. It's the first reef. Shaved. I managed to get it over there until here. And then the downhauler. And broke. There. So this was out, the pin was in, still this was in, the secure thing and the two washers were also in. So how did it get out and still all its parts are still there? Now I replaced it, put it back in, but I forgot one washer, so I have to wash it again.
I can see you.
Yes, it's half empty.
Oh no, half?
And we have to search where the water's coming from. There's some water in this bilge.
To be able to properly inspect everything, we emptied the entire compartment. We couldn't see where the water came from, but we figured it came dripping in from the top whenever a wave hit us. We dried everything and would inspect it again after we had sailed. Preparing some food before we leave, because it's a lot easier now than when we're sailing.
I'm working on the
gas cable. So on our port side, it gets stuck at 2000 RPM and there's something wrong with the cable, so now I'm just lubricated with this thing. Blaster silicone. And I'm going to blast it, and now it's moving again. The gas is working properly. Okay.
We ended up staying for 4 days until the weather was good enough to go. We were fully recovered from the trip and we had been able to fix the most urgent problems. If we sailed to St. Martin non-stop, we would be there in time to celebrate Christmas. This part of our trip to St. Martin went a lot smoother and was a lot more comfortable. We did have some squalls, but they were nothing more than a good rinse of the boat and a nice refreshment. During the night we sailed past the British and the US Virgin Islands. We could see the light glow in the distance. The conditions were calm and it was a quiet night, just like the next morning and most of the next day. There were still some squalls, but less frequent. We arrived in Marigot on the French side of the island around 1 at night. We were very happy to finally drop our anchor here and we had a good night's sleep afterwards. Marigot is a busy anchorage, but it's the best place to get cleared in and to stock up on food. There is a good dinghy dock right in the center from where you can walk to different shops and restaurants.
It's time for another country flag. So I'm taking down the quarantine flag and we're going to switch it for the French flag because we're all cleared in, immigration, declaration. Woohoo! Very happy to be in Saint Martin. I think Saint Martin is easy, good, and worth visit. Finally made it to Saint Martin. Now we're going to check out the hospitality of the island.
During the Christmas period, this is definitely the place to be to spot some of the most standout mega yachts. We baked some cookies and cake to create the Christmas atmosphere on board, and later we celebrated a nice Christmas Eve together.
Last night it was Christmas and we got some visitors here. The boat is full of flies. They came for Christmas. Too much flies, so Sky is gone to throw water over them. Hey, they're gone.
The next day we picked up my parents. They flew in from Belgium to celebrate the end of the year here and to spend some time with us. From the boat we had front row seats to the fireworks. The view was spectacular. On New Year's Day we sailed to Groncas, another bay a little further up the coast. The water was beautiful there, so the kids jumped right in. While checking and retightening some of the screws of the solar panels, Sven dropped his wrench in the water. The kids put on their snorkeling gear to help and look for it. Liam spotted it and managed to pick it up from the bottom. Sven and I went scuba diving around Creole Rock. We saw some pretty fish, but it was nothing compared to diving in Bonaire. There was a lot of surge around the rock, which I wasn't used to and didn't like very much.
How are you diving?
I don't know.
Time for a beer.
Yes. We rented a car and visited some of the highlights of the island, like Maho Beach, a must-see when you're in Sint Maarten. This beach in front of the airport, where landing planes fly over very low, is probably the biggest touristic attraction on the island.
The big guy.
Even though it isn't recommended, a lot of people go and stand in the jet blast of the planes that are taking off. And so they literally fly over the beach, get a sand scrub and have to swim after their belongings that landed in the water. It didn't look very safe to us, so when the kids wanted to check it out, Sven made sure to stay on the side with them.
We are on a beautiful beach. I'm making a barbecue with some shrimps. And the boat is there. The kids are playing on the sand. It's a beautiful sight.
And we found a nice spot in the shade.
Little Tarzan.
Time flies when you're having fun, so the 2 weeks my parents were on board flew by in a wink. We had a lot of fun and made some great memories to treasure. We were going to stay a few weeks longer in Sint Maarten because we were waiting for some things that we had shipped in before continuing our journey to more remote places. So stay tuned for the next episode to explore some more places in Sint Maarten. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like our video and leave a comment. And if you want to support us, you can buy us a drink via the link in the description.